Larry Wilson from Tri-County Golf Ranch, and our first lesson together was putting, and I don't think people really know how much of a putting guru you are, because we haven't really had a chance to
talk about it
and really dive into it. I mean, we're trying to run a business. We cut grass, we pick range balls, we give lessons, and we also try to play.
Right.
And so sometimes what we're really, really good at and passionate about doesn't always get out there. So here we go. You get your chance. Spotlight is on you.
Oh my God. Well, you know, I think one of the things that I talked to you about when I first gave you the putting lesson was, what kind of putting stroke do you believe in? Straight back or straight through? Do you have an art to it? And you really couldn't answer the question.
Right.
And that goes a long way with putter design. You know,
for sure.
If you believe you need to go straight back, straight through, you need to have face balanced putter. And it doesn't have to be center shaft, but face balance. Center shaft would be preferable, but that allows you to swing it straight back, straight through. I believe my putting stroke has a little bit of an arc to it, so I prefer something that's got a heel shafted to it and toe hangs, so it can swing the right way. But you know,
I think in general people don't think of it that way.
They don't look at it that way. And
absolutely, they're just trying to get the ball in the hole.
They're trying to get it in the hole, and you know, they think there's something wrong with their putting stroke, and sometimes it could be just the equipment that you use.
That we see alignment is huge.
Alignment is huge.
So the putter tends to work along the shoulder line.
Right.
And if the shoulders are matching the hips and the feet,
and they could,
I mean, then the putter's going to swing offline really easily.
You know, it's, you know, I set up a little open, but my shoulders are always square to my line, and that's one of the things I work on, is making sure my shoulders are square to my line. The eyes need to be just on the inside of the ball, not over the ball, because if you get too far over the ball, the putter, the path has a tendency to go left. That's a proven science.
Absolutely. Well, and it's real good to check with students.
That's exactly
right. You have them
right.
back up a little bit, and the path should go inside. You have them get too far over the golf ball, path goes outside and across.
Every time. But I get asked this a lot, what kind of putting drills can we do through the wintertime?
Absolutely.
And you know, there's a lot. One, I have my putter here, and I have a couple rubber bands the width of a golf ball, and I try to hit the sweet spot. And if I hit the sweet spot, which I hit the sweet spot right there, but if I hit it, the ball goes offline. If I hit it on the left rubber band, it goes crooked. If I hit it on the right rubber band, it goes crooked. Plus, it's an automatic feedback that I didn't hit the sweet spot.
Absolutely, because some people can't really feel where that sweet spot
That's
is.
That's exactly right.
They don't know that they actually hit it off the toe or off the heel.
That's right. So I work on that. I work on trying to hit the sweet spot a lot. There's another drill, and you see a couple other teachers in the area. They make you sure that you get set up and you try to roll the ball on the putter line. I think that's an okay one. For me, it gets me feel like I'm trying to hold on to the putter a little bit.
Right.
But it's a pretty good one to get your golf ball to roll straight for a certain amount of time.
But you can also do it with your dominant hand.
You
so
can.
if you're a right-handed golfer, you could practice with just your right hand. Only so the putter actually does release.
Right. That's
and
exactly
that's
right.
probably a subject for another day of releasing the putter head.
Right. Well,
but
if you go to any tour event, and you get it there on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, maybe possibly on Thursday, you'll see almost 50% of the guys got their left hand or their front arm on their back shoulder hitting putts like this. And there's two reasons for that. One is a simple alignment fix, getting the shoulder square. Two, so they can feel the putter head release.
Absolutely.
And no one likes talking about that because it's like, oh, you don't want to release it. Well, you have to release the putter. And the reason why the belly putter became illegal because it was released.
It released on its own.
And a fulcrum, perfect every time. So, you know, there's a lot of things to it, but sometimes I use this. I use a chalk line a lot on the golf or on the greens. I'll put a chalk line down, and that's this thing right here. It pulls out. There's chalk
you can
on
get it
it.
at your hardware store. It's not expensive.
Yeah, inexpensive. And I'll make a 12-foot line. And I just
make
try
sure
to.
you find a straight putt.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'll go to a tournament and someone's made a chalk line, and you're like, hey, I'll just use their chalk line.
Yeah.
And you find out they didn't pick a straight putt.
They didn't pick a straight
putt.
putt.
You're frustrated as all get out because your ball's not rolling the way
Yeah.
you think it should.
And I just try, and I don't try to keep my putter on that line as much as I'm trying to
to
roll
get
the ball
trying to get
to
the
roll
ball
the
to
line.
roll on the
That's
line.
kind of the same thing as this right here.
Which is two different things.
Yeah.
Even putter on the line and getting the ball to roll on the line
It's
are two separate
things. Exactly right. So when my putting stroke, and I can feel it gets too wavy, I'll go to a face bounce putter or center shafted putter to try to
And I make
equal
fun of
it
him
out.
because he's got about 30 putters in our office, and it's funny because I pick my equipment and I kind of stick with it, and he's always trying something, and I'm kind of like, well, how do you ever get the feel for something if you're always trying it?
Right.
But then this past year, I went ahead and switched my grip in the middle of a tournament to what would be left hand low for me because I couldn't see my ball going in the hole.
Can feel it.
I couldn't feel it. I couldn't see it. So I switched
Right
in the middle of the tournament, which normally that's something we try to not do. But I understand why he's got so many putters because if he can't feel one thing, he can grab a different putter and try to feel it for a little bit, and then he goes back to his kind of your tournament putter.
Tournament putter.
There's only three putters you might bring out in a tournament. Yeah. And most of the time, there's really only one that you use until things go way south, and then you switch back.
But my putters are one has a big grip, one has real small grip, one has a medium grip. They're all different weighted.
Absolutely.
Every one of them are different weighted.
And actually, grips is another subject we need to cover another day.
But
people like the fat grips because it's in style right now, but they don't necessarily understand what it does to their putter.
Yeah, they don't know what it's doing. So this is kind of funny, but putting is kind of like my expertise. I love it. One, because I used to practice it all the time. I didn't have time to hit range ball, so I'd go over and hit 20 putts, and I'd draw a chalk line, and I'd try to roll my ball on the line. Or I go, man, I got to hit the sweet spot.
And actually, we probably tell students, if you can't get there early enough to hit range balls and chip and putt before an event, just putt.
Because
you need to know the speed of the green.
Right. I mean, you can go, all guys can get fancy and go to Dave Pell's, and
there's a clip.
There's a putting, it's called a putting clip. Dave Pell's putting clip. And it comes with two-sided tape. You lay it on here, and the fork's right on here, and you're trying to do it. And they got 3 different sizes, but rubber bands are just as effective. Or you can take 2 pieces of tape and put toothpicks on there. You can be just creative any way you want to. But she laughs at me because of all the putters I got. But everyone's different for a different feel that I'm looking for. A speed of the green, I change putters.
Absolutely. So a lot of guys on tour, they have their heavy putter for slow greens, and they've got. Now, the luxury about on tour is the greens are very similar in speed.
They're real similar.
But they are going to go from bent to Bermuda or, somewhere in between.
And that's another story about loft of a putter.
Absolutely.
If you're playing on a lot of Bermuda greens and they're slow, you want a putter that has a little more loft to it. That's where Ping came into.
Because they were in Arizona.
Yeah, they had
on Bermuda greens.
Yeah.
They actually added loft to their putter to get the golf ball
where
it needed to go.
And
so you kind of have to consider the source. Where are you buying your putter from?
Right.
Now, Ping has changed that a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Where you can get almost any loft you want on a putter. But
I've seen lofts from 1 to 8 degrees, depending on a style of forehand press or no forehand press, and that has a long way. It has a lot to do with it. A lot. Well, I mean, you use a center shafted putter. It's face balanced. And you like the straight back, straight through method, and so, but I've got, oh my God, so many putting drills that you can do, and ways to putt and ways to practice.
But these should keep you occupied.
Yeah, these will keep you occupied.
Until the weather breaks.
Until the weather breaks, right, that's exactly right. Do you have anything to add to it?
No, you're the guru.
Well, you like to practice it too. But
I do. But if you haven't checked out our video on the putting stroke teacher, that's an aid that I really like to use.
Right.
It's really helped me with alignment and a couple other things. So check that out. And if you want to order one or get one, we have them here in the shop, or you can order online.
Right. Guys, check us out. Come by and talk to us about putting and putting conditions.
Oh, we got so much to share.
It's unbelievable. It's crazy. But check us out, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Have a great day. Hi, it's Larry and Melissa again. Thanks so much for watching our videos. If you have any questions or want to get in touch with us, you can email us. You can call us. Text us. But be sure to subscribe.
Down on the bottom down there.
Thank you.